Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is HowFast. Today I'm working on the Porsche 911. I mentioned in the last video where we'd done those time trials and the 20-volt upgrade that this car was going to need some rubber tires, and I'm not joking, within a week and a half, 2 weeks of having it, Hudson shredded the bead on the tire. So already expecting that, I had planned ahead. So what I have are these. So I bought a set of road bike racing tires, and these are at 27 inch, I think. But what I've done with them, or at least with this one for a test, is I have taken one of these apart and I've cut the bead off the back side. This should grip around the inside of the tire, and there's actually a spot on the tire right here that it lines up with really nicely. So I might have to do a couple relief cuts in this to have it spread out nice and flat, but that's the plan. And then I'll take the other half of it and run it on the inside here, right on this crease, to build that area up, because that's the part that really gets worn down. So let's figure out how I'm going to do that now. Okay, so what I have here is one of the tires cut down to roughly about the right size. Have cut slits in it every about 1.5 inches on the back side, leaving the bead still intact. And then I've gone and I've kind of crimped the bead all the way around to get it to fit, more closely fit the diameter of this wheel. So now the tricky part, I'm going to try and probably tack this into place and then start gluing it and wrapping it so that it holds it tight against the rim all the way around. So that's going to be the tricky part, so wish me luck. Okay guys, first tire is on. I tried using some bungee cords and it was just not holding it down as tight as I'd like, so I threw some self-tappers. I know you think, oh, studded tires for the winter. No. So since these aren't pneumatic tires, not really a big deal to put a couple holes in them. I'll go back around here after and fill up all of these seams around the edge and all these holes with some black silicone, be like it never happened. But basically, there it is. So I'm going to let that set up, and then I'm going to put another one on the center here that's completely flattened. Both beads cut off the outside, and that'll get flattened and put across the middle here, and that'll fill in that gap, and that should resolve our issue with the splitting of the tires. However, I wanted to say I had grossly underestimated how much two-part epoxy I was going to need to hold this tire on here. So I would say, if you guys are doing this, hit up your local Dollar Tree and pick up the cheapest Hero brand epoxy, because you're buying that name brand stuff, you're going to spend a fortune. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'll update you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I took that other strip that I had debeaded and put this one along the middle and glued that down as well. So now I'm just going to let these sit, and then I'll come hit this with some silicone. Okay, second tire is complete. This one went way smoother. I think I'm just kind of accepted the fact that I was going to have to fill these holes, and to get this bead looking, filled all of these holes here, and to get this bead nice and tight, I just put one every like 3 inches, and it went really smooth, really quick. So I will probably just keep on trucking along here and get all 4 of them done. So while I was waiting for the glue to dry, I was talking to Hudson, and he found my old shifter knob. I put a new carbon fiber shifter in my BMW. This is the old one. And he's like, oh, I'd really like to have that in my car. So I said, okay. So I have pulled out the shifter. I'm just going to have to modify the top of this and then find some sort of way to get these two to marry together somehow. So I'm going to start pulling that apart right now and show you guys what I'm going to do. First things first, undo these 5 screws. After we pull that off, actually a really simple device inside. I wasn't really sure how it was going to be made up, but really it's just like a stick on a swivel and 2 switches that it hits when it pivots back and forth. So interesting. Very simple. I like it. So I'm going to cut this up now and see what I can find around here to join these two up. don't want to hold this thing too tight. It's plastic, it's just going to crack, so I'm going to be really ginger with this. So that's what the inside looks like. Not gonna lie, kind of bummed. I saw this hole here and I don't know why. I just figured there was gonna be like an absence, like a void in here, but it's actually filled. So now I'm gonna have to find a way to get these on here like this. That's gonna be a little bit harder. See what I can come up with. Plan number one. Put these two together. I've drilled a hole close to the center. Close as I could get. This is a pretty wild little piece to try and drill. What I'm going to do is I found that one of these nuts fits really nicely in the bottom here, pretty tight. So I'll throw something inside here, fill it up with an epoxy, and then let that set. And then I'm going to feed this through the hole in here, and then put a nut on the bottom, and that should hold. That should like mechanically fasten these two together and chemically fasten them. So I'm gonna try that right now. We'll see how that goes, and then I'll probably pick this back up tomorrow after the glue sets, and I give it a little couple pulls and see if it actually snaps off or if it holds together. So stick around for that. Okay, so here's where we're at. I have joined these together, and what I have basically, I've cut down one of these bolts. I've fed it through here. I clearance the inside of this for this nut that's on it. So that's in there, that's epoxied in place. And then with this, I've put another nut inside of this and epoxied that in place onto the other end of the shaft. So this is now on there solid. I'm gonna have to put that back into the car now. But I'm gonna probably have to assemble this on the car, because I don't think that shifter is going to fit through the hole there. Nope. So I'll have to assemble this on the car, but there it is. Ta-da! So now we have a working German style 6-speed shifter in the Porsche. So I hope Hudson appreciates that. I'm gonna get back to work on the wheels here and get these things finished up. Okay guys, back at it here next day. So when I came out, some of the 2-part epoxy that we were using for this, it let go. So I think it seems to just be these inside pieces, but I think it's because I have them under so much stretch. So I decided that I was going to pull those off. I've pulled those off, and this time I've used some PL Premium, which I'm sure is going to work much better. So I'm going to let that cure up overnight, and hopefully that should fix that. After that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tape this edge. And I have some of this spray-on bed liner, which I think should probably, kind of keep everything all together as one. And in addition to that, with any luck, that will give some slip to it, so Hudson will get his sliding back. That's the plan, at least with that. So I'm going to get started on the front, and then I'll update you guys with how those go. Okay guys, so it's been a couple days. I had to go out and get more construction adhesive, but that's definitely the way to go, at least what appears right now. I've got all the rims taped up, like you can see here. The backs and the fronts are all covered in the backs are covered in 2 products actually. I used the bed liner originally, and it wasn't as thick as I was hoping, but it was very hard and plasticky. So I thought that would give a good coating, and then now I've covered it in this rubberized black asphalt undercoating. I don't know, it says, it resists chipping. It should give some grip. I don't know how well it's going to hold up, but trial and error. So I've got those all coated right now. I'm just putting more coats and more coats and more coats until I can kind of level this all out into one flat tire. At least that's the plan. And like I said, it's trial and error. Hopefully this works out, and it'll work out for Hudson. Almost done, almost there, guys. Heck of a process, I'll tell you. A lot of work. So guys, that's going to do it for the rear wheels. I finally got them put on. So if you remember, what I have is road tires wrapped around, held on with PL Premium. The rear tires, I have a couple layers of a bed liner that I've put on, and then I've covered all of the tires in like a rubberized adhesive compound, I guess, something like a underliner or something like that, hoping that will kind of hold up a little bit and give them a little bit more longevity. So we will find out really how much abuse this can take in the next episode. I'm going to let Hudson go out and we're going to rip it around. We'll do some time trials and see exactly how much time we picked up in that, in particular in that 0 to 60 in that circuit course. I think we'll see some drastic improvements. So on top of that, you guys saw that Hudson had asked for my shifter for my BMW to be put in. I put that in. And also, the other night I was tinkering around in the garage and I had a couple spare minutes, and my dad had given me an old floor mat from a car, and I thought, Porsche floor mats? Custom Porsche floor mats? So yeah, I made the boys some custom Porsche floor mats for in there to make it look a little bit more posh, I guess. So anyway, it's turned out really well. I'm really happy. Again, learning curve. We'll see how well these tires hold up. If they do, great. If they don't, there'll be another episode. So please, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you have any friends or family who have a Powerwheels for their kids, send this to them. And if they have any questions, if they want to do this, get in touch with me. You know how to get a hold of us. Our email, howfast10@gmail.com, or you can get us on Instagram at how__fast. Hope to hear from you guys, and we'll catch you next time. Find out how much faster we can make this car go.